My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Every single week, we break down full UFC fight cards. We give you our picks, our bets, and our fantasy plays. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our content. And we're also giving away $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets, signs up with one of our 5 betting partners, and makes a deposit, will get $50 from us. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, however you want it. And this is brought to you by EarnU.io. EarnU.io is the world's first sports and esports prediction game, allowing you to earn crypto risk-free. Check it out now at EarnU.io. Next up at UFC Vegas 54, we have the return of Frank Camacho after a 2-year layoff, and he's taken on Manuel Torres. And Frank Camacho is 22-9 overall, 1-4 in his last 5, and again, coming back after a 2-year layoff. Manuel Torres is 12-2 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, and he's making his official UFC debut. And Frank Camacho is coming back after a 2-year layoff and 4 losses in his last 5 fights. That is a rough combination, but he actually is a pretty talented guy. He's a solid grappler. He's got intense ground and pound. He has BJJ skills, but when he gets on top, he's not really looking for that. He's just looking to TKO you instead. He has okay stand-up, but it's essentially him just rushing forward with tons of volume, hoping something big lands. When he does that, it leaves him open to get hit, and you can see that in his insane striking differential, where he is hit with more than 7 significant strikes per minute. That's a ridiculous number, especially for somebody who's had multiple fights. It's not like he just has one bad fight in the UFC, so the numbers are skewed. His chin is fading. He is a bit older, but he is a gamer with solid takedown defense and the ability to make fights ugly. And Manuel Torres is a well-rounded prospect who also has dangerous striking and dangerous grappling. His striking isn't technical, but he uses his knees from the clinch really well, and he loves throwing head and leg kicks. If you look at his physique, he's long and skinny, and he does a really good job working with that. So his submissions are those long limb-style submissions like triangle chokes, power guillotines, darces, anything that uses leverage or the extra length in your arms to weasel their way in there. He uses that stuff really, really well. And it's the same logic with his clinch work. He's so long that he can keep his hips really far away, get that Muay Thai plum, and throw those knees right up the middle without worrying about a takedown. A lot of people are going to look at these two fighters' records and see that the odds are almost even and lay out their life savings on Torres, right? You can be like minus 130. The guy's 12-2. Frank Camacho's 1-4, 2-year layoff. But the reality is that Frank Camacho is tough. He's only 1-4 in his last 5, but he's a good fighter. He's powerful, strong, solid grappling, decent striking. He's just tough. He's got twice the experience of Torres, way more fight IQ. The layoff is an issue. His chin is going. I'd never know what somebody's going to look like after 2 years. Manuel Torres is absolutely the pick, but there's no bet here. I am not touching anything in this fight. Too many unknowns. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I think that 2-year layoff was probably a good thing for him. He mentioned there was some fights booked in between there, so it's not like he was totally away from the sport. He was still in camps. He was still training. And last fight, I mean, he was a 330 favorite against like a 3-day notice Justin James. What did I just say? Minus 330 favorite, but he missed weight too. So I think the 2 years he's able to refocus his life. He talked about in an interview that he cleaned up he looked back at his old fights. He worked with his coach. He's trying to clean up his mistakes. And when he's in there, to me, he looks the part. Tell me he's not like a little like Robbie Lawler in there. The way he kind of fights, he looks like Robbie Lawler in the octagon. That's what I thought anyway. And he kind of fights like him too, where sometimes Robbie just kind of bites down on the mouthpiece and throws those big bombs. And that's the same thing that Frank does. He's got that big power. If you're Manuel Torres, take that Justin James playbook and just kind of blitz him early. Especially, you saw he didn't like that 2 years ago when he was still in the flow of things. He didn't like that early pressure, especially after a 2-year layoff. He's going to want to kind of ease into things, get the flow of things. If you press him early, I think that's the best path to victory for Manuel. He was kind of gifted his Contender Series win. Herb Dean, there was like a weird eye poke, and Herb Dean was like, didn't stop it. And the guy's like literally like this, and then he got head kicked and just pounced on, and everyone's like, what the hell was Herb Dean doing? He got poked in the eye. Another one of those Herb Dean mistakes. So he was gifted that a little bit. I'm going Frank Camacho. he talked enough in that interview about cleaning stuff up that he stayed ready. He's a better fighter. I know everyone talks the talk. I think Frank walks the walk. He's got the experience. He's got the big power. I think he gets it done. I'm going Frank Camacho. Frank the crank.
Yeah, I mean, it's I'm not going to fight you on that pick. I mean, Frank Camacho is definitely one of the more live dogs. He's not a huge underdog, but he's definitely one of the more live underdogs. And the 2-year layoff is worrisome. The pick for me is Torres, but I'm not going to put money on this fight. There's too many unknowns. UFC debut, a little sloppy versus an aging chin kind of gone 2-year layoff. There's too much going on here, but
it's only DraftKings.
Yeah, I know. When I fight years though, man, he's been put out. He's been in wars. His body's beat to crap. $7,900 in DraftKings, though. If he wins, he's going to look really good in somebody's lineup because he makes fights ugly, and there'll be takedowns and control time, and he'll really make something ugly there.
It's definitely an interesting play for sure.
Yeah. Monkey Knife Fight Strike Line, 88.74. This is another one. I'm not touching it. It feels too high. But this could be another sloppy war where these guys just absolutely go at it the entire fight.
Yeah, it could be an absolute war, or it could be a first round. Frank has first round punch out material, and he's been knocked out in the first round too. So this is very unpredictable, this fight.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if anything, less is probably the play. If you guys are confident and you want to make a play, WeWantPicks.com/MKF. They'll instantly match your deposit up to $100. And if you want $50 free dollars, WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.